Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff on behalf of StriveScan. I want to welcome you to this NCCAA Virtual College Fair. This afternoon, we have 5 institutions presenting. Each will present for roughly 6 minutes, and you can ask questions at any time in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. As a reminder, your cameras are turned off and your microphones are muted, so if you do have a question, please use the Q&A box. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Cecilia at the University of Dallas.
Hi, everyone. So just before I get started, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Cecilia Digon. I am an admission counselor at the University of Dallas. I'm originally from California, but I now live in Dallas. So let me just share my screen. So a couple of things about UD that I'm going to be talking about is that our liberal arts core curriculum, our full semester study abroad program in Rome, Italy. We are enthusiastically Catholic here at UD, as well as we are located in the heart of the Dallas Metroplex. So our core curriculum is comprised of 60 credits worth of classes, so roughly around 19 courses. These courses comprise the great books, how they have impacted Western civilization. We require all of our students to participate in it. And no matter if they're a major, no matter if they're student athlete or not, this really gives students a great opportunity to really get to know the entire community, as well as everyone has this very commonality with the core curriculum. We are a very, our student faculty ratio is 11:1. So the average classroom size is 19. This also gives our students a great opportunity to get to know the professors, ask questions during the class time, as well as have discussions with their classmate during the regular lecture. So we like to keep our classrooms a little bit on the smaller size to allow that freedom during the classroom time as well. So we also offer a Rome study abroad program for all of our students. So it's available to all of our students regardless of their major. So student athletes can go, students for a STEM major can go as well. Students can go as early as their sophomore year, and they can go either the fall or the spring semester. And we also have an opportunity to go during the summertime. So the summertime, it's a little bit different than the fall and spring options. During that summer program, usually students only take 1 or 2 classes, but during the fall and spring semester, students will only take core classes. So an English class, a philosophy class, a history class, a fine arts class called Art and Architecture, and an Italian. So students can study Italian in Rome as well. We also take all of our students on class trips. So we'll take our students to Southern Italy, visiting the Amalfi Coast and Palm Bay, and then Northern Italy trip, visiting Venice, Florence, and Assisi, and then a 10-day trip to Greece. And then we will also give our students 4 long weekends to travel, as well as a 10-day break. So either a fall break or a spring break for all of our students. And then we also take our students once a week into Rome, visiting the Vatican Museum, going to famous churches like St. Peter's, St. Mary outside, St. Paul outside the walls. So lots of opportunities. It's a very robust program as well. So here at UD, we are enthusiastically Catholic. About 80% of our students identify as Catholic. The other 20% identify as either non-denominational Christian, another religion, or not religious at all. You do not have to be Catholic in order to come to UD. We welcome all students from all backgrounds, of all religious backgrounds as well. For students who are faith, we do offer daily mass twice a day, sacraments all throughout the week, so confession 3 times a week, daily adoration. We also just integrated a focus group missionary, so they do some Bible studies as well. We don't require our students to attend mass or to go to the chapel once a week. We don't have like a sign in and sign out sheet. That is not a requirement here at UD. UD is a Catholic institution for independent thinkers, and we really stress the independent thinkers. You know, we want students to make their own choices, so we do not require our students to be Catholic or to go to any of our services as well. We do have fun here at UD. I know I've been talking a lot about academics and what we have, but We also do have traditions. We celebrate Groundhog Day as well as Charity Week. We have over 50 student-led clubs and organizations. And if there isn't a club that you really wanted to be a part of your college experience, you can actually create your own club. And you only just have to have 2 or 3 other members, and then a faculty or staff employee sign off a form, and your club is approved. So there have been plenty of clubs and organizations that have been started recently, have become really popular. So some clubs that we have student government, campus activity board, spike ball club, a lot of departmental clubs as well. So there are lots of opportunities for everyone. We also have intramural sports as well. Those are a part of our clubs and organizations as well. And then we are located about 20 minutes outside of the main city of Dallas. UD also has its very own DART stop. So students can take the DART into the city. It's about a 20 to 30 minute DART ride. So it's super close. This is a great opportunity for our students. Dallas is one of the fastest growing metroplexes in the nation right now. So it has a lot of opportunities for students, like internships and jobs as well. A lot of companies have been moving here, such as computer software and tech companies. So it's a really great advantage for our students. It's really awesome to be so close to the DFW Metroplex as well. So just kind of giving a timeline, these are some of our application timelines. Students can apply as early as September 1st for UD. So January 15th, obviously a very important one for their priority financial aid deadline. And students can submit theirs as early as October 1st as well. And then obviously March 1st is the regular admission deadline. And then May 1st is the national decision deadline. And then our admission process. So there are a couple of ways students can do the common application, essay, council letter recommendation, a high school transcript. We will be test optional for next year, and then a 50 application fee or fee waiver as well. And then obviously we will definitely keep an eye out for our scholarships and financial aid, and definitely submit a FAFSA before January 15th. And if you have any questions, this is our contact information. This is our number, and then our admissions@udallas.edu for our email. Thank you all.
Thanks, Cecilia. Appreciate that. Again, students, if you have questions at any time, feel free to use the Q&A box below. Next up, we have Xavier University.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name is Ed Devine, and I represent Xavier University. Thank you, Cecilia, for taking us on that tour of UD in Dallas. I'm going to introduce our students now to Xavier in Cincinnati. To get started, we are the Musketeers. My name's Ed Devine. I work with a lot of our students from the western part of the country, but we have a great team to engage with you throughout this process. We are Muskies, the Musketeers. Our motto, or the Musketeer motto, is all for one. And hopefully you're going to get a great sense of the strong community that you'll be able to build while at Xavier. One thing we love is our new student orientation. We're geared up for that right now. We're planning for that August 12th event. It's called Manresa. It's an opportunity for our upperclassmen to engage our new students. And this is a picture of our greeting group that'll be there to meet you your first day at Xavier. They will take everything out of your car, run it up to your resident hall room, and get you introduced to as many people as they can right away. We love to talk about location. I know students will use that as a top search criteria. So as we leave Dallas, now we're going to go up to Cincinnati, Ohio. We are in the Midwest. So one of the cool things is you get to experience the Midwest values. We'll talk a lot about that for students coming from outside of the region. We are not too far from Chicago. A drive to Chicago or Cleveland, we're right on the Kentucky border. So you get a sense and flavor of the South. From the East Coast, a lot of our families can drive. It's going to be about a 10-hour drive, but we will welcome students from all over. I'll show you some shots of Cincinnati. It is a great city to have as your backdrop. There's about 1.7 million people that live in the metropolitan area. It makes it the 23rd largest metropolitan area in the country, but our students find that it's accessible. It was recently rated the #1 city for college graduates, and that's because it has some great amenities like most cities, but it's very affordable as well. Cincinnati is home to many Fortune 500 companies, so our students have an awesome opportunity to take advantage of the internships in the city. The campus sits just about 10 minutes north of right downtown, and it's a great city to explore. We have a lot of food festivals. One of my favorite, we have the largest Oktoberfest that takes place outside of Germany, and that's a big celebration in October. But great food, great art, great music scene, and there's a great shot of the city there as well. We're home to the Cincinnati Reds, the first American baseball team. We also have the Bengals that play in the NFL. So a lot of opportunities that big cities will present, and our students enjoy that. But you're coming to learn. We know you're going to have fun with the location, but we love our size. We are 5,000 undergraduate students, about 2,000 graduate students. Our teachers come to teach. There's a 12-to-1 student to teacher ratio. We've been awarded accolades for having best teaching. But the faculty at Xavier love to work in these small classrooms. They love to connect personally with undergraduates. We provide more than 90 different degree programs. I'll introduce you to some of the most popular coming up, but know that you have plenty of time to figure things out when you enter Xavier. A lot of our students will close in on that final decision sometime late in their sophomore year. That's what happened to me. I started out with something in mind, but through work and talking to faculty and thinking about my career, I was able to change my major late in the sophomore year. Our students love the experience at Xavier. 93% give us a good to excellent rating for the experience. And we are active. The nice thing about being 5,000 students undergrad, we encourage students to get very active in research and study abroad. And we're very active in community service. We do a lot of work out in the city of Cincinnati and on our campus. We even do a lot of work outside the region when we travel for things like alternative spring break or study abroad programs. About the classroom last year, we are excited to always welcome the students from all over the country and world. 55% of the students are from outside the state of Ohio. 24% of our students are students of color. 19% are the first in their family to go to school. So with some of those demographics, we're very keyed into the freshman year and that transition experience. And we will talk a lot about what happens that first and second year as you enter Xavier. We do have 18 different faiths represented in our student population in last year's class, probably over 24 on the campus as a whole. So we love conversations about spirituality and faith and how that plays into your life and your professional career. 40% of our students are the only one from their high school. I love that statistic because we are attracting students who are adventurous. They want to go to a place where they are going to make new friends, reinvent themselves, and then they have fun with that. We are committed to success. As a student at Xavier, you will be given a 6-member team to coach you through the 4 years. The success coach you'll meet right after you decide to attend Xavier, they will work with seniors throughout the summer in preparation to land you on campus, ready to attack our orientation week and ready to get connected to clubs and organizations. Your academic advisor, a faculty member, will help plan out your 4 years of courses. Your financial aid and admission counselors will help you navigate these final steps to starting as a freshman. And then once you get to campus, you'll probably rely a lot on that success coach. You'll also have a peer mentor that's going to help guide you through that transition process. And probably in the sophomore, junior, and senior year, you really lean in and start working with our career and professional coaches. So we're there, and we will surround you with that team to get you prepped and onto the next step after graduation. You can see here some of our popular majors, very popular in the STEM fields. We have a direct entry nursing program that's very large. We do a lot with pre-medical studies. 84% of our students were admitted to med school on their first try in last year's class. Big into businesses as well. The exploratory major is for those who have not decided on what they want to study. And that is there for the undecided majors. This is a quick shot of our Cintas Center where we play basketball, Division I in the Big East. This is where you'll begin your Xavier career and you'll end your Xavier career. I'll put my information back up and happy to answer any questions you might have in the chat. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ed. Appreciate that. Next up, we have St. Mary's College of California.
And are you able to unshare your screen? Oh, there we go. Thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. Great to be with you today. My name is Jessica Stenz, and I'll be presenting for St. Mary's. A little bit about us. We're located in California in a town called Moraga, which is within the San Francisco Bay Area. We are a very small school in size with about 2,600 undergrads. Similar to the other schools in this room, we are religiously affiliated with the Catholic Lasallian tradition. We are a liberal arts school with a core curriculum, of course, over 43 different academic majors, and similar to the other schools, very small classroom sizes. Our professors really pride themselves in the relationships that they build with you during your time at our school. In addition, we are one of the 45 colleges that is written about in a book called The Colleges That Change Lives. I recommend this book to any student who is just beginning their college search process. This is a book that talks about 45 distinct small liberal arts colleges. We are seen as the only California college on this list, the only Catholic college on this list, and the only college with an NCAA D1 sports presence. A little bit about our student campus life. We are a very residential campus, as you'll see with our required on-campus housing for the first year, and then your second year, you're guaranteed a spot on campus. We have very involved students, many student-run clubs, and I mentioned our D1 affiliation. Many of our students tend to be kind of sporty and enjoy going to sports games and cheering on our Gales. And say you are a sporty person but don't want to play at the D1 level, we have many club and intramural opportunities for you to get involved in. And I also see that our students are very service driven. They really have this idea that we should be of service to those that are in great need. Our next slide will show us two very distinct parts of our school. The first one is called Collegiate Seminar. This is something that happens 4 times in a student's 4 years at St. Mary's, or if you transfer in, it'll happen 2 times. Collegiate Seminar is based in the Socratic seminar style. We are sitting in a circle, and it's a very discussion-based conversation. You probably have had experience with this in your high school settings, maybe in an English or a history class. And the idea is that we're talking about the Great Books program. When I first heard of the Great Books, I thought it was books like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. These books are not included in the Great Books. These are other wonderful writers and thinkers like Plato, Aristotle, Galileo, Homer. By no means do we expect students to know exactly what Aristotle says right when they read it for the first time. That's not realistic, but we do expect students to come with an open mind and a willingness to learn from each other and to be surprised. So seminar is a required part of your St. Mary's experience, and you'll take it 4 times, once per academic year. Similarly, January term happens 4 times as well in the month of January every year. So we run on the 4-1-4 system, which is a way of saying you'll take 4 classes in the fall, you'll take 1 class for the entire month of January, and 4 classes in the spring. So that's kind of weird, right? Did you catch that? 1 class for an entire month? I mean, in high school or at a community college, you're taking multiple classes at a time. So Jan term is really a chance where we say to our students, hey, take 1 class that is completely unrelated to what you're majoring or studying in. Take something that just sounds like fun. So for example, we've had a dog psychology class where students learn what dogs think about and how they think. We also have international and domestic experiences too. So internationally, I think this photo was taken in Australia. We have students that are going to Puerto Rico that year that they had the hurricane, and they're helping with the hurricane relief down there. We've had students go to Yosemite where they study the effects of altitude on your ability to make decisions. So you can tell these are classes that are pretty elective driven and just a chance to pause and enjoy learning for the sake of learning. So you'll take 4 January terms over your 4 years. Here's a little peek about how our students were learning in the past year of COVID. We actually had students living on campus. We had about 400 students living in the dorms, and we had no COVID outbreaks. We had a few cases here and there, but it was very in control. And I think that speaks a lot to our student body and their level of responsibility. Being in the sunny state of California, we are lucky to offer outdoor classrooms without it being too hot or too cold. Here's a bit about our admissions process. I would encourage you to take a screenshot of this page. There's a lot going on here, and I will also drop my contact information too at the end. But really, you're kind of looking on the left-hand side at the November 15th date and the January 15th date. These are the deadlines that you'll be looking at for if you are applying in this upcoming cycle. In addition, here are our requirements. We are a test optional school. We look for a common application, a letter of recommendation from an academic source, as well as your official high school transcripts. And then on the right-hand side are a few of the avenues in which we provide financial aid and scholarship. I always say to students, no matter what small private college you're looking at, the price tag that you're seeing on their website usually is not reflective of what students are actually paying to go to that school. So I would encourage you to apply and see what happens. And you'll be very surprised by the generous financial aid that smaller schools tend to have. And there's my contact information. I will also drop it in the chat. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Again, a reminder to those in attendance, you can ask questions along the way in the Q&A box below. Next up, we have Emmanuel College.
Great, let me share my screen. We can get started. Awesome. So hello, everyone. I'm Olivia. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Emmanuel. Here's just a photo of our campus. Here's my contact information. I'll type this in the chat at the end so you guys have it. So Emmanuel is right in Boston. A lot of schools, say they're close to Boston or they're in the greater Boston area. We are right in the city. We're about a 10-minute walk from Fenway Park, and the Longwood Medical Center is right behind us. So Boston Children's is back there. Beth Israel is back there. Some of the best hospitals in the world, which is pretty cool. So we have, a pretty small student population. We have 1,900 undergrads, but they're coming from 35 different states and 42 different countries. We have 4 years of housing available on campus, which is definitely something unique. Like I said, considering we are right in the city, it's definitely not something you're going to get, at every school in Boston. So that's unique. And most of our students do live on campus. So more than 90% of freshmen live on campus, and more than 86% of our total student population lives on campus. So definitely a community feel and definitely very tight knit. We have 5 different academic schools, and we have 70 different major minor programs split up into those schools. So we have business management, we have education, humanities and social sciences, nursing, which is one of our, our newest school, one of our newer programs. And then we have science and health, which is also very popular. Our students also are very involved, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. Our students do about 50,000 hours of community service every year. It's not a requirement. It's just something students are interested in. But we are a liberal arts college, so, like a lot of the other schools here have said today, we have small class sizes. We have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Average class size is about 20, and they cap out at about 30. But for lab classes, they cap out at 20. So again, you're going to get to know your professors and your fellow classmates, make connections with them, which is definitely important. We also are in a consortium called the Colleges of the Fenway. So it's 5 different colleges, including Emmanuel. We're all in the Fenway neighborhood. So it's Simmons, Wentworth Institute of Technology, Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, and then Mass Art. So 5 schools, all within walking distance of each other. We're all within a mile. And you can cross-register classes at those schools. We do a lot of clubs and intramurals with them, which is fun. It just kind of expands out your social circle even more, and obviously gives you way more course options than we could ever just offer at one school. So we do a lot together, and definitely take advantage of that resource for sure. So everyone at Emmanuel would do an internship before they graduate. It's a graduation requirement, but you're definitely not left, hanging to figure this out on your own. You'll get a career advisor, and every freshman will take a class freshman year, goes over cover letters and resumes and all that good stuff. So you guys feel, confident going out into the job market and looking for those internships. I think it's about half our students now do their internship within 2 miles of campus. Again, there's so many opportunities right in Boston for our students to take advantage of. So students are staying in Boston. They like being here. And obviously, like I said, job and internship opportunities are, seemingly unlimited. So many things to take advantage of and to explore. All these internships are leading to great job outcomes for students and great grad school placement rates as well, which you guys can see up on the screen here. And again, a lot of those students will stay in the area. You can see up on the side here just a selection of grad schools and then a selection of some employers that our students have gone on to work for. Emmanuel's over 100 years old, so people definitely know us in the city, and they're excited to get Emmanuel students, back and working for them. So definitely a lot of good stuff happening on campus and in the area. So we are Division 3. We're in the GNAC conference. You guys can see up on the screen all the different sport options we have. We also have a lot of intramural and club sports, like I mentioned before. A lot of those happen within the colleges of the Fenway, which is just a good way, like I said, to get out there and meet new people, but stay active. Maybe keep doing a sport you played in high school, but you don't want to play it at the NCAA level. That's definitely, intramurals and club sports are definitely an active program. And they'll play schools from all over the city, so they'll play BU, BC, Northeastern, all those different schools. Again, just a good way to get out and meet people. Boston is basically like a huge college town. I don't know for our students who are with us how many people have visited or, been to Boston, but it seems like everywhere you turn, there's a hospital or a college. So definitely a lot going on and lots of people to meet who are in our college age group. So there's a lot happening on campus. For a small school, our students are very involved. So we have over 100 different student clubs and activities. There's academic organizations, there's music, there's dance, art opportunities. Like I said, community service is huge. Our students, like I said, do about 50,000 hours, and that happens on and off campus. I think our students just, want to help out in their community and, in our greater Boston community as well. So people are very involved. We also have a very active study abroad program. So there's over 500 programs in 65 countries. Some of those happen through Emmanuel, some are through the colleges of the Fenway, so lots of options. We also have travel courses, which are shorter. So those happen over spring break or over summer break for a few weeks. And that's great to say, you're a double major or you're a nursing student and you can't leave for a whole semester. Maybe your schedule's too busy. You can do a travel course. So wanted study abroad to be an option for everyone. Here, just some requirements to apply, pretty standard. We're on the Common App. It's free to apply right through the website. We will get your application essay, your transcript. We'll get 2 letters of rec, one from a guidance counselor and then one from an academic teacher. TOEFL scores are for international students. We are test optional. The only exception to this is our nursing program. So nursing is direct entry. Last year, we didn't require test scores because of everything going on. Before that, we did require test scores. This year, we don't have a 100% decision yet, but that's coming. Just some dates and deadlines. Again, pretty standard, but if anyone is interested in nursing, definitely recommend apply early. And then that pretty much wraps it up. Again, my contact information is here and then just some social media handles, but thank you guys for joining us today.
Thanks, Olivia. Appreciate that. And then last presentation for the afternoon, we have Tony with St. John's University.
Great, thanks so much, Jeff. And to everybody else on the panel as well. Welcome, folks. My name is Tony Amels. I'm a Senior Associate Director of Admission with the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. We are 2 private liberal arts colleges in Minnesota, hence the college squared, 2 colleges together. And we were founded, each institution, by the Benedictine Order of the Catholic Church over 150 years ago. So rooted in those Benedictine values. And I would say really, of all these values, a real core one is the community living. And that kind of tends to come out a lot in everything we talk about with St. Benton, St. John's, from all the students living on campus together in the small community to the great community of alums that we have and the strong network that we have, particularly in Minnesota in the large Twin Cities area. So a very important part of us, who we are and how we go about doing things at St. Benton, St. John's. You see on the screen here are 2 different campuses. St. John's is the school for men on the top there. It's on a 2,700-acre arboretum in Collegeville, Minnesota, with up to 6 lakes and 15 miles of hiking trails and just great outdoor activity. College of St. Benedict below is 5 miles away from St. John's in the town of St. Joseph, which is about 6,000 people and kind of a bedroom community for the St. Cloud area. St. Cloud's a city of about 200,000 people in central Minnesota. And we're together located about an hour and 15 minutes drive up 94 from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. So close to one kind of metro area in St. Cloud, and then a real larger metro area, within about an hour and 15 minutes drive to get to some of those things as well. We are together academically, socially, and with clubs, organizations. The main thing that's separate are the residential facilities. So men live at St. John's, women live at St. Ben's. But academically, the students all have the same requirements, take classes together and go to both campuses. And we provide transportation for that with our Link Bus system. Our average class size is 19, as you can see here, all taught by professors, over 80% of whom are full-time and have the highest degree in their field. And they take courses through our integrations curriculum, which will help students choose what they want to major in by taking courses in different disciplines. A few requirements that we have that are not always the same everywhere are 3 semesters foreign language before you graduate from college, 4 credits in the arts. We also require, of course, 2 courses in theology as a Catholic institution. And then we have some other courses, rooted in strong writing, critical thinking, creativity, everything that is really part of that strong liberal arts background. But students do not enter into their major officially until their sophomore year, and 93% of our graduates complete their degree in 4 years, so it's proven to be very effective. And all of our students also need to have an internship or something else related to their field that they complete. So 100% experiential before they graduate. Could be within central Minnesota, but many of our students do so in the Twin Cities. We also have internship programs in Washington, D.C., and international internship programs, particularly for business students in London, England. Mentioned our students love living on campus. Over 80%, close to 85% now live on campus all 4 years. First couple of years in traditional dorm style housing. We also have housing, as you see here, that are like townhomes and apartments on both campuses that students have access to. So in your junior and senior year, you are able to live in apartments, have your own kitchen, your own bedroom, and your own bathroom in a lot of cases too. Mentioned studying abroad a little bit with that London program. We offer 17 programs that we wholly own and run, and only St. Ben's and St. John's students can go on, and they're led by faculty members. We also have a number of short-term programs in the summer and also in the winter term. So they're great opportunities to go anywhere in the world. We're on every continent except Antarctica. And there are, of course, 100 of other programs that you could also look at that we can help connect you to. So if you're interested in going somewhere where we don't have a program, we can help you with that. Students love to get involved, of course, when, as you've been hearing from the different schools, lots of clubs and organizations. Our largest one on campus is the Joint Events Council, the JEC, and they do planning for activities like concerts, movies, and comedians and things that happen on campus. They're actually required to spend your student activity fees wisely and provide opportunities every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night throughout the school year. We also have a lot of students engaged in athletics. We have 23 varsity sports and participate in NCAA Division III, so non-scholarship, and within the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And St. Ben's and St. John's also offer competitive club sports. Examples would be crew team, lacrosse, and ultimate frisbee. And then we also have a number of intramurals and recreational activities with the facilities that we have on each of the campuses. One of our points of pride is each of the past couple of years, we've been ranked in the state of Minnesota as the top 2 colleges for job placement by Zippia. They utilize data and information from places like LinkedIn to gather their information. So I mentioned earlier, a strong alumni network, and we utilize that to its fullest with career fairs and activities on campus as well as in the Twin Cities. In our application process, we are also a member of the Common Application. We have our own application as well. It doesn't matter which one you use. There's no fee. We'll look at either one. We also are test optional. So that came about this past year and has continued on. So that's a permanent change. So you can decide if you want to send in a test result or not. That's up to you. You can see from the profile for our students, we're moderately selective. We admit many more than we turn away, but we don't admit everybody. It's a 78% acceptance rate. And the students coming in who do submit a test score from the ACT, it's an average of a 23 to 28 for the middle half of our class and 3.3 to 3.9 GPA. We look at a holistic review, looking at leadership and service and activities and everything else. That, of course, is also important about the kind of person that you are and what you can bring to the campus. You'll see the total cost here, $61,000 total. 61,600 for total cost in. But our scholarships range from $15,000 to $32,000 per year. And we also offer need-based aid, of course, with grants, loans, and employment. My last slide here, I won't spend a lot of time on, but I will put the link in the chat. And it's a link to a very transparent scholarship chart that tells you helps you understand should you use a test score or not, because we do offer our scholarships based on either GPA or a test score or a combination of the two. And it depends on how it's going to help you. And we'll use what's going to be best for you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tony. I appreciate that. Well, before we wrap up this afternoon, I wanted to invite all of the representatives back on camera here. And I've asked them to give us some insight to their institutions. And what I've asked them to give us is, what is their favorite tradition or event that takes place on their campus during the academic school year? So we will start in the order we presented in. So Cecilia, start us off with University of Dallas.
Yeah, so my favorite tradition at University of Dallas, we have this weekly tradition that happens on Fridays. It's called Music on the Mall. We have a mall on our campus, and students can hook up either their laptop or their smartphone and play either their Apple Music playlist or their Spotify music playlist, or any so some of the music that they like. You can play it for about an hour between the times of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So you can be like a DJ for an hour.
Very fun. Hey, Xavier, what do you got for us, Ed?
Yeah, I mentioned the Oktoberfest, which is a blast that takes place off campus. But on campus, I mentioned the Cintas Center. That's our basketball stadium. We're the only one in the Big East that has our basketball arena right on campus. Our students begin and end their time at Xavier right there. So your new student orientation will kick off there. That is where you graduate. And we'll root on the Muskies throughout your 4 years and hopefully get to the big dance a few times for you.
Very fun. And Jessica, St. Mary's College of California.
I'm going to put a link in the chat because I don't really describe this in its entirety very well, but I'm a huge Survivor fan, the TV show, and we have this tradition where all of our first year students within the first week of moving in, they will compete in something called the First Year Olympics. And this ranges from physical challenges to puzzles to building a boat out of cardboard and having to row across our pool. So it's really just a lot of fun and a great way for all of the residential students to kind of get to know each other. So if you're interested in watching the video, I would encourage you to watch the YouTube link I dropped.
Very fun. Thank you. Then Olivia, what about Emmanuel College?
I think my favorite Emmanuel tradition is our dance marathon. So all year students raise money for Boston Children's. And then in the spring, there's a big event. Everyone stays up all night. There's activities, games, all kinds of fun. And then in the morning, families come over from Children's and we get to share with them the money that was raised. And students usually raise about $100,000 a year. So it's definitely a big event. And, you know, I think just a combination of all the community service work, and it's a lot of fun too.
If only I could dance. And then Tony, wrap us up with St. Benedict, St. John's University.
Sure. Actually, you know, one of my favorite traditions has always been at the very beginning of the year. We have what's called Mass on the Grass. There's a big area in front of the Abbey Church at St. John's, and all the students gather there for their first joint Mass of the year and the first weekend when everybody arrives. And then in addition to that, in the winter, you know, we take advantage of the fact that we're in this nice, beautiful, cold place. And when Lake Sagatagan freezes over, we actually have our ice mass and set up the altar right outside there. And this past year, had about 300 people that attended, you know, kind of bring your own chair, and certainly worked out well for COVID too.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us this afternoon. I want to thank all of our representatives for taking their time on a Sunday to present. I want to encourage you, there are additional sessions this afternoon, strivescan.com/NCCAA to visit them and sign up. On behalf of StriveScan and our institutions, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.